What if the thing standing between you and your potential isn't a lack of talent, or bad luck, or the economy, but your own laziness? Friedrich Nietzsche, the brooding, mustached philosopher who famously declared that God is dead, believed that most people waste their lives not because they're incapable, but because they simply don't try hard enough. Harsh? Maybe. True? Probably more than we'd like to admit. And Nietzsche didn't just call out laziness, he considered it the silent killer of human greatness. Let's break down exactly what he meant, why it matters now more than ever, and how to destroy your own laziness before it quietly destroys you. Nietzsche believed every human being has the potential for greatness, but potential by itself is worthless if it's never used. And the main reason we don't use it? Laziness. Not the kind where you take a Sunday nap or sleep in on your birthday. The kind of laziness that keeps you from growing, improving, or doing anything meaningful with your life. Nietzsche warned that most people will fall into this trap. And statistically speaking, he's probably right. Most people don't become extraordinary, not because they can't, but because they won't. In Untimely Meditations, Nietzsche writes, "The man who does not wish to belong to the mass needs only to cease taking himself easily." In other words, if you don't want to be like everyone else, mediocre, passive, predictable, then stop taking yourself lightly. Stop ignoring that inner voice pushing you to do more. That voice is your conscience, calling you to become your true self. But here's the twist. Becoming who you really are is hard. And laziness is always waiting with open arms to offer you the easy way out. Nietzsche called the product of this laziness the last man, a person who chooses comfort over purpose, safety over challenge, entertainment over effort. The last man doesn't aim high. He just survives. In Thus Spoke Zarathustra, Nietzsche portrays him as someone who still works, but only when it's easy, convenient, and doesn't demand real effort. He avoids poverty and wealth because both are too much of a burden. The last man doesn't want to rule or be ruled. Everything, even ambition, has become a chore. Sound familiar? Today's last man might binge Netflix for 8 hours straight, complain about their job but never quit, and avoid any discomfort like it's a death sentence. They live for the weekend, for pleasure, for the path of least resistance. And when life inevitably gets hard, because winter always comes, they're unprepared and desperate. Friedrich's warning echoes the old Aesop fable of the grasshopper and the ants. The grasshopper spends the summer singing, dancing, and soaking up the sun. Meanwhile, the ants work, storing food and preparing for winter. The grasshopper mocks them, thinking they're missing out. But when winter hits, guess who's starving and begging for help? And guess who turns their back? The point? If you spend your life chasing comfort and avoiding hard work, you'll eventually pay the price. Laziness might feel good now, but it's just a slow-motion self-destruction. Real peace of mind doesn't come from constant pleasure. It comes from productivity. Like the squirrel that gathers nuts in summer, you'll be ready for whatever life throws at you because you've done the work when it mattered. But hold on, Nietzsche didn't want us to go to the other extreme either. Constant grinding, mindless hustle, and being busy for the sake of being busy is just as toxic. That's not greatness. That's slavery. He knew that overworking without purpose is just another way to waste your life. There's a Brazilian story that captures this perfectly. A businessman tells a fisherman to expand his operation, hire workers, build a fleet, make a fortune, and then he can finally relax and enjoy life. The fisherman replies, "But I'm already doing what I want." The moral? Progress without purpose is pointless. So what's the answer? To Nietzsche, it's not about burnout or laziness, but something in between, joyful productivity. It's the kind of work that makes you better, gives your life meaning, and still allows time for rest, reflection, and play. It's not about being busy, it's about becoming. And how do you do that? Start by asking yourself, what have I truly loved up until now? What has lifted my soul, consumed my attention, and made me feel most alive? These clues, especially the ones from childhood, can reveal your deepest passions. The things the world didn't force on you, the things you chose to love. Once you've found that, do this. 1. Explore it fully. Get obsessed. 2. Find a real problem in that space. Then solve it. 3. Turn that solution into something valuable, product or service. 4. Sell it. 5. Use the money to support your life and your growth. 6. Repeat. This is the path to mastery. It's how you create value, avoid laziness, and refuse to become the last man. It's not always glamorous. It's not instant. But it's worth it. Nietzsche wasn't exaggerating when he said laziness could ruin you. He was telling the truth. If you don't take control of your life, someone or something else will. Laziness is seductive, but mastery is meaningful. So, fight your laziness. Fight your inner slave driver too. Find your passion. Turn it into something real. And become who you were meant to be. That's how Nietzsche believed life should be lived. Not safe, not easy, but absolutely worth it. If you found this video meaningful and interesting, drop a comment below and share your experience. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might find this content useful. And as always, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.